Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Candice. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome. We're gonna hit legs. Before we go, I wanted to show you guys how I prep sushi rice, which is my line. It's so versatile and you can just bulk it up however you want. I'm using regular sushi rice. Rice is different from regular rice just because it is shorter, like the little grainy things that absorbs like more water or something. There you go. Now we're gonna head to the gym and I'll chat to you guys soon.
You know I'll always keep on coming back to you. Even when the road gets tough, you're enough. I don't know how I deserve you. You know I'll always keep on coming back to you. Back to you. Back to you. Even when the road gets tough, you're enough. I don't know how I deserve you. You know I'll always keep on coming back to you. Back to you. Back to you.
Hi guys! Back from our leg workout and I just wanted to hop on really quick and talk to you guys about being okay with putting on weight. I made a promise to myself to take care of my hair a little bit more after prep just because I was doing cardio literally every single day. I was drenched every day and I just couldn't stand it. Like I just had to wash my hair, and I know people say like you shouldn't be washing your hair every day and stuff, have your natural oils soaking in and all that sort of stuff, but yeah, it was just no, like it was just gross and it smelled and I just couldn't stand it. Now it's like super dry. I just want to take slightly better care of it. It's a little bit gross because I skipped washing it yesterday and we just had our leg workout, but I'm just gonna be putting some coconut oil in. It's all an excuse, you know, I'm actually just anxious. So coming off of prep, gaining weight is something that's pretty natural. Putting on a little bit more weight, and that's completely fine because someone that's doing bodybuilding, yes, you would have to push your body to the limits and get to a very lean mass, and at the same time you would have to realize that if that's for just a show or a competition, that's like one day. You cannot maintain that. That is not a maintainable look, and if you were to just flog yourself in order to maintain it, you're not gonna be a happy person, you're not gonna be a healthy person. On social media, everything's just glamorized, right? Like you see, like the next person you see on Instagram is just all dressed up and made up in her bikini and with a full face of makeup, and it's just not a realistic standard to maintain. Like even in the fitness industry, like everything goes off of how you look and how you present yourself. So if someone were to put on a little bit of weight or just get back into that sort of building sort of phase, it can be quite intimidating to see all that leanness that you work so hard for go away. And it's hard, don't get me wrong. Like, I know, I know how hard I had to push in order to where I am right now in terms of body composition, but at the same time, I started my prep at almost 63 kilos. And thing is, I'm not a big human, I'm not a tall human, I'm 159 centimeters, so 63 kilos on me was a lot. And right now, I think I'm about high 53, low 54s. So I've lost about 11% of my body weight, and that's all fine and dandy. That's exactly what we wanted for this phase. It's just that this can't be the case the entire way, and there's no way I am going to maintain and live my life on the low calories that I'm on and still continue to make progress in the gym and still have all the energy to invest in the people around me and stuff. I grew up in an Asian culture, so I'm originally from Singapore and I've been based in Australia for the last couple of years. And what I've seen in a lot of Asian cultures is just this glamorizing of a small and petite frame in a lot of women, and this sort of orthorexia in many ways. And people just end up depriving themselves of orthorexia is basically constantly having to eat only healthy food and not being able to let yourself deviate from that. So maybe that can look like you just eating salads all the time, and the moment someone gives you maybe fish and chips or something even a little bit more balanced, just something that doesn't fit your definition of clean eating, that's when you start to lose it. And that is like a proper eating disorder, and it's recognized and all that. You would have to realize that if you wanted to lose weight and look and have like a decent amount of leanness, or I hate using this word, toned, you would have to have a decent amount of muscle mass first in order for your deficit to have that sort of effect and for you to achieve that look that you want. But in order to get that muscle mass, you would have to build first. You would have to commit to a building phase where you eat in a surplus and put on some muscle, train hard, train consistently, be smart about your programming, make some solid muscle gains before going into that deficit, so that once you go into that deficit, it makes sense and you're being effective about it. This is why you still train, this is why you still exercise even when you're trying to lose that extra body fat in a deficit, because you're trying to stimulate the muscle and keep that muscle on you and minimize as much loss from that as possible. Yeah. Putting on weight after pushing so hard to lose it for so long is a very challenging thing, mentally more so than physically, just because yes, your body is trying to get used to consuming more food. Your stomach's got to expand again after it's been sort of shrinking and, you know, just getting used to not eating as much. So there would be some discomfort, indigestion and bloating, but that's all gonna go away fairly quickly. And I'm sure we all wished we could look shredded and ripped and all that sort of stuff year round, but that's unfortunately not the case. It's gonna be really nice to finally be able to fuel my workouts a little bit better and just enjoy being thick again and just embracing how we are and not letting our self-worth get defined by how we look. Aesthetics are such a big part of bodybuilding and weight training and just the fitness culture in general, and it's really important for us and for me to really remind myself to not get swept up, tune into myself and really make sure that I recalibrate my systems well before throwing myself into a building phase again, because your body takes time to figure out what you're doing too, and you wouldn't want to be, you know, stuffing yourself and then end up putting a whole bunch of body fat on really quick, and you're just gonna end up wanting to compensate for that and just yo-yo dieting and just like, you know, going up and down all over again. I left the rice to cool down. I'm just gonna zero the scale out, and I'm gonna get 200 grams. I use raw weights for all my food, so if you're tracking your food and things, pick one and choose either raw or cooked weight to track, just because depending on what sort of cooking method you use, it can kind of change the weight of the food itself. Poached chicken breast versus chucking in the oven and it sort of like gets dry, that kind of messes with the weight value. So you just want to pick something that you can be consistent with. Add some sushi vinegar, mixing this all up together. I have 65 grams of this cucumber. Just regular tuna mayo. So this is our happy little sushi bowl. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and I will see you soon.